my brothers and sisters all around the world. Akana speaking to you. Welcome to Akana Frappuccino. Okay, guys, today we're going to react to 10 TikToker reacting to Life and Sentence. So these are very popular TikToker. So let's see who the TikToker are, and let's see what they've done. Before we start the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and comment below of your overall reaction.
Known to his hundreds of thousands of TikTok followers as Jin Kid, who's standing trial for the brutal murder of his estranged wife Anna and her friend Rayburn Barron in San Diego, California. The 32-year-old TikTok star had gained internet fame for his spot-on Scarface impressions and comedy skits. But his online persona would soon become prophetic. On October 21st, 2021, Abulaban used a spy app to track his wife to her downtown apartment, where he shot both victims execution style.
Jeez.
During his trial, Abulaban admitted to the killings, but claimed it was a crime of passion during a drug-induced psychosis because he believed Anna was cheating on him with Rayburn. However, the prosecution painted a very different picture, a controlling, possessive man who previously abused his wife and couldn't accept their separation.
Because I was sick, I was struggling from drugs and mental illness, and I f***ed up a lot, but I was trying to fix this. And before I could stop myself, I just snapped. My gun was in my hand, and next thing I'm shooting, and I can't stop. I'm just shooting, and
During victim impact statements, Anna's sister screamed directly at Abulaban, offering the jury a first glimpse into how he really felt about what he had just done.
What did you do to you? You didn't do anything to you. You know Anna Marie is not gonna go cheat if you didn't cheat first.
Ooh.
But it was the sentencing hearing that would provide the most dramatic courtroom moments. As Judge Jeffrey Frazier prepared to deliver his verdict, Abulaban's demeanor completely shifted when he realized the judge would show him no mercy.
He's a very selfish person, as I think the jury saw. That was something that his character kind of came through, and we asked, who is Ali Abulaban? That's who he is. He's somebody that is only thinking about himself.
That's true.
Then came the moment that would define Abulaban's fate. As the words sank in, life without parole, 2 consecutive 25-year sentences. Abulaban's composure crumbled, and the entire courtroom realized they were dealing with a remorseless man all along.
Here's the thing. Like, I remember this. I saw this on TikTok, and I didn't know what was going on. So I had to really research and understand it. This guy's a psychopath. Like, she cheated on you. Okay, move on. Thank you. Yeah, look at this idiot. He's like, fuck you.
The prosecution's final statement was devastating.
Any tears he has cried in this courtroom have been for himself. They are not for Ray.
Right.
From viral TikTok star to life imprisonment, Ali Abulaban's dramatic fall shows how quickly internet fame can turn into courtroom infamy.
Yep.
But now how does that compare to a TikTok influencer?
Oh, Ruby Frank. Oh, I remember this one.
This is Ruby Frank.
Yeah, this
the
one.
The once beloved YouTube mom blogger behind the 8 Passengers channel.
Ooh.
Who's about to learn her fate for systematically torturing her own
this
children.
Was all over the news.
While millions of subscribers watch their seemingly perfect family life. At 42 years old, Ruby built a YouTube empire documenting her family's daily life, attracting millions of views with her parenting advice and Mormon family values. Behind the camera, a horrific reality was unfolding.
I think you're torturing him. Stop it. I know you're not, but it looks like you are. Okay, Crystal.
The abuse was discovered when Frankie's 12-year-old son, Russell, escaped through a window and knocked on a neighbor's door asking for help. Russell was emaciated, and his ankles wrapped in bloody duct tape.
Oh my God.
A 911 call followed shortly after.
And we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
This is so disturbing.
When authorities arrived, they wasted no time and transported the boy to the nearest hospital.
How did you get the ropes on you? Who did them?
You're not in trouble with me, okay? We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
This is so sad.
Police then found his 9-year-old sister, Eve, sitting cross-legged in a dark closet with her hair buzzed off.
I'm a police officer. Are you going for the union here? Hey, you okay? Is this you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler.
This is so sad. These kids have severe PTSD.
February 20th, 2024. The sentencing in St. George, Utah. Courtrooms packed with media and family members. As Judge John Walton prepared to deliver the sentence, Frank sat stone-faced, but that composure wouldn't last. The judge's words were devastating.
In this case, you terrorized children, and the results have been tragic.
As he detailed the torture, binding children with duct tape, forcing them to work in extreme heat without water, treating wounds with cayenne pepper and honey, Frank began to break down. She pleaded with her children for forgiveness.
Forgiveness?
Over the past 4 years, I was in a deep undercurrent that led us to danger. I never ventured to darkness knowingly. I was so disoriented.
But then came the moment that broke her completely. Ruby Frank was given the maximum sentence for child abuse in the state of Utah, and she'll likely spend the rest of her days behind bars.
Listen, these kids are never gonna forget this. They're gonna have some extreme trauma and PTSD in their entire life. This will never go away for these kids. Never. And that lady, good on her that she's going to jail for the rest of her life.
Called it one of the worst child abuse cases his office had ever seen.
That's horrible.
The physical torture and emotional damage these children have endured is
like I said, PTSD.
Ruby's fall shows how the pursuit of online fame can destroy the very thing it claims to celebrate.
Oh my gosh.
But now how does that compare to a TikTok star whose deadly street racing made him a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons? This is Cameron Herron, a 21-year-old TikTok star with over 2 million followers, who's about to receive his sentence for killing a mother and her baby daughter.
Oh my gosh, I remember this.
Florida.
Oh,
on May 23rd, 2018, the then 18-year-old was racing his Ford Mustang at over 100 miles an hour when he slammed into 24-year-old Jessica Reisinger Rubinault, who was pushing her 20-month-old daughter, Lilia, in a stroller. Both mother and child died from their injuries. Now, what makes this case unique wasn't this horrific tragedy, but what happened next. Herron's courtroom appearances quickly went viral on TikTok, with millions claiming he was too cute for prison and demanding his release.
Okay, no. See, this is what pissing me off right here. This was he too cute for prison. He just killed a mother and a baby on the road because this dumbass wanted to go 100 miles per hour drag racing, thinking it's fun. No. See, what? This is why I'm sick and tired of these rich kids thinking they can get away with everything. No, you need to be punished. You need to go to jail and you need to learn your lesson. Okay, there's nothing about being too cute. You just took somebody's life. You just ruined a family's life. It has nothing to do with being cute. No,
April 2021 sentencing in Tampa.
That pissed me off.
The courtroom was packed with both victims' families and curious onlookers. Herron, wearing a black mask, sat nervously as Judge Christopher Nash prepared to deliver his fate. The first impact statement came from David Rubinault, Jessica's heartbroken husband.
How dare you think you're worthy of stalling justice or attempting to acquire a lower sentence?
Talk, sir.
It is critical for you to understand.
Yes.
That you've created everlasting pain and depths of sorrow. Because of your existence, 2 beautiful, innocent lives were denied a full life. Your actions terrorize me and haunt me to this day.
Oof, tell him.
I had to carry their ashes in a box.
Oof.
The judge was careful.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, he need to realize that what he just done. You see what he said, he had to carry ashes. My thought and prayer for that husband now that he's a widow, I cannot imagine his pain.
In assessing the case.
The court did take into account that the defendant's 18, certainly responsible for his actions, and he's being held accountable for his actions.
Right.
The court is going really toward the middle between the minimum under the guidelines and the maximum punishment permitted under Florida State.
Finally, he delivers the first crushing blow.
Yeah.
So on count one, vehicular homicide, the court's going to adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence him to 9 years in Florida State prison.
9 years?
For a moment, Cameron thought he got off easy.
That's
but once the rest of that verdict started being read out loud, the look on his face was that of a boy who's just now realizing he'll spend way more than 2 decades.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, oh my
bars.
gosh, 9 years, not good.
Count two, same charge. Court will adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence him to 15 years Florida State prison, and that'll run consecutive to count one.
So that's
a total 24 years Florida State prison.
As deputies move to escort him away, Heron's visibly shocked, a moment that TikTok users would edit into millions of thirst videos with romantic music. The irony was staggering. Heron's emotional courtroom reaction made him even more famous on the very platform where he'd built his following. Nearly 30,000 people signed a Change.org petition calling his sentence worse than death.
Oh, what?
From TikTok heartthrob to convicted killer, Cameron Heron's case shows how social media fame can become a double-edged sword. But the next...
Listen, here, let me say something to you, y'all. Let me say to all the parents who have all the money in the world, when your kid do something stupid like this and take a life of somebody else, I don't want to hear that, oh, he's young, he don't understand. No. You're 18 years old. You know damn well what you done. You drove your car at 100 miles per hour because you wanted to be stupid and dumb. You took 2 lives, okay? A beautiful baby and a beautiful mother out of this world, okay? And now you say, oh, I don't need to go to jail because I'm too cute. Baby, they're going to take your hair off when you go to jail, okay? Your hair is going to be gone. Your eyebrows are going to be gone. They don't care. Okay, you need to deserve to go to jail, okay? And all the parents out there telling them, oh, you know, he didn't mean it, it was an accident. Take responsibility for your children. My gosh, please. Like, I get it, you love your kid, but sometimes you gotta say, you know what, you need to spend the rest of the time in jail for what you did. Is this my kid? If my kid did this, and my son or my daughter drove 100 miles per hour and killed 2 people, you know I'm gonna tell my children, I love you to the day I die, but you just took a life of 2 people. You ruined a family's life, and you need to go to prison to understand what it means to feel guilt. Okay, so no.
Next entry on this list seems to prefer it that way.
Who is this?
This is Jamel Demons, better known to his millions of fans as rapper YNW Melly, who's facing a potential death sentence for the brutal double murder of his 2 childhood friends in Broward County, Florida. The 25-year-old skyrocketed to fame with hits like Murder on My Mind and collaborations with Kanye West. But his lyrics about violence weren't just a front. In October 2018, Demons allegedly shot his friends, Anthony YNW Sagchaser Williams and Christopher YNW Juvie Thomas Jr. inside a Jeep, then staged a fake drive-by shooting. The proceedings were live-streamed as Melly sat in his navy blue suit, looking far more mature than when he was first arrested at 19. But it would be during the prosecution's presentation of the evidence that Melly's composure completely cracked.
A young man to wake up one day and decide that he's going to kill 2 of his best friends.
That's crazy.
Best friends that he grew up with, best friends that he hangs out with, best friends who he lives with, best friends whose careers he was trying to launch alongside his own.
Why would he do
they
that?
Have no reason for why he would do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because there is no reason.
Graphic hospital footage of his deceased friends played on courtroom screens, and Jamel looked visibly shaken. At one point, he even appears to be wiping away his tears. After 3 days of deliberation and 14 hours of jury discussions, the unthinkable happened. A hung jury. The case ends in a mistrial on July 22, 2023, with jurors split 9-3 in favor of conviction on lesser manslaughter charges. Melly's reaction to the mistrial was one of visible relief, but his freedom was short-lived. He remains in custody, awaiting retrial, now scheduled for September 2025, and still facing a potential death penalty. To have it all until they decided to throw it all away. This is Mahek Bakari, a 24-year-old TikTok influencer with over 120,000 followers, who's standing trial alongside her mother for the brutal double murder of two young men in Leicester, England. Bakari had built her online empire sharing makeup tutorials, fashion content, and dancing videos alongside her mother, Ansreen. One video was even captioned, "When you have an elite relationship with your mom." It turns out her mother had a secret affair with 21-year-old Saqib Hussein, and it turned sour when Hussein threatened to expose their relationship with explicit photos and videos, demanding £3,000 to stay quiet. Mahek had another idea. She tells her mother not to worry, that she's going to get some guys to jump Saqib Hussein, and he wouldn't know what hit him. What followed was a carefully orchestrated murder plot. On February 11th, 2022, the mother-daughter duo lured Hussein and his friend, Mohammed Hashim Ijazuddin, to a Tesco car park, promising to pay back the money. But 8 people were waiting, some wearing balaclavas, and at least one had a weapon. When the victims realized it was a trap, they fled to their Skoda, and a chase began, racing at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. The pursuers forced the victim's car off the A46 dual carriageway. During the terrifying final moments, Hussein makes a desperate 999 call. That's UK's emergency number.
"I'm being followed by 2 cars. They're trying to block me. They're trying to ram us. They're trying to force us off the road."
The Skoda splits in two and bursts into flames after hitting a tree, killing both men instantly. At Leicester Crown Court, the verdict was clear. Guilty of murder for both mother and daughter. But it was Judge Timothy Spencer's sentencing that delivered the final crushing blow. Wiping away tears in the dock, Mahek heard her fate. Life imprisonment with a minimum term of 31 years and 8 months. Her mother got 26 years and 9 months. Judge Spencer was brutal in his assessment.
"You are oblivious to the damage you do.
I had never heard
your
of this.
fame through your
That's
career as
crazy.
an influencer has
A
made
mother
you
and daughter
utterly
doing this?
self-obsessed with a wholly unjustified sense of entitlement."
He then continued,
"TikTok and Instagram lie at the heart of this case. That's why you dropped out of university. Had you not done so, you would now be a young graduate with your whole life ahead of you. Now you constrain yourself to prison for all your best years."
The prosecution's final words were damning.
"This was a planned, cold-blooded killing, conceived and executed for entirely selfish motives. Rather than face up to the consequences of her affair, Ansreen Bakari turned to her daughter and put together this conceited plan to silence Mr. Hussein."
Mahek Bakari received a total of more than 160 years.